What's up, fight fans? This is 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is. Alright, so Deontay Wilder says Anthony Joshua quit because of Matchroom's pressure on him. The WBC heavyweight world champion Wilder has serious doubts that Anthony Joshua will go forward with the rematch against Andy Ruiz, despite Joshua's promoter announcing on Tuesday that a rematch will take place between Joshua and Ruiz. Eddie Hearn says on Twitter that the contract or rematch clause will trigger Tuesday following the talks with Joshua, his management team, and Rob McCracken. Hearn says the fight will take place in November or December at a venue confirmed shortly. The past Saturday night at Madison Square Garden in New York City, Joshua suffered the first loss of his professional career when he was stopped by Ruiz in the 7th round during the fight. Joshua was dropped 4 times before the contest was waved off. Wilder is not convinced that Joshua will take part in the fight. I don't think it's going to happen. Did you see what just happened? This man is mentally broken. He quit. Joshua quit in that ring to a challenger. Wilder told Talk Sports, "That's the most disappointing thing about it. Being a champion, being boosted up so much, and you go in there and you quit. That's a sign." He spat that mouthpiece out for the first time. That's a sign. The referee told him to come forward. He stayed in there. He put his hands on the rope. The referee told him to come forward. He stayed there. There's another indication he didn't want to fight anymore. He gave up. He quit because of so much pressure. His promoter put so much pressure on him. He probably didn't want that much pressure on him. He shouldn't have had to think about what I'd done. It was a lot of pressure, and people won't understand that. I heard he was having a breakdown in the dressing room. Hearn said the rematch is going to happen. Y'all think he's going to take it? Anthony Joshua says he doesn't know. He might take some time off. Two things are not the same. Until Joshua says he's signing the contract and fighting, that's what I believe. What's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss. Okay, now, this article from Deontay Wilder comes at a time because, obviously, he is saying what he is saying and trying to say that Eddie Hearn is putting so much pressure on Anthony Joshua, trying to come up with his own narrative for his fans to push due to the fact of, considering what happened with Anthony Joshua's father in the ring, considering what the news that's coming out via whether it was Joey DeVaco or whether it was WBN saying it was Ajit Kabayel, knocking Anthony Joshua to the floor. Regardless, it had happened. So Deontay Wilder is putting his own little spin on things, and of course, he is going to try to burn up Eddie Hearn, while in the midst of trying to say Anthony Joshua is weak-minded at the same time. So with Deontay Wilder being a champion and Anthony Joshua at this time being a challenger, what do you expect him to do? I mean, he's already showed you that he's at the peak of a classless individual by what he did by, his Twitter post. Now, even Tyson Fury, he was gracious enough to send Josh warm feelings, and Dillian White even reserved his opinion in saying that he felt as though something was wrong with Anthony Joshua, and even he got on Deontay Wilder about the shit he said. So, just got to look at everything Deontay Wilder said in this article is disingenuous. Clearly, Eddie is going to be fully concerned about Anthony Joshua, and they got a good rapport together. And, of course, he protected his fighter by putting a rematch clause, something any champion is going to put in. But, of course, Anthony Joshua wants to get back in there because he has belief in himself and he doesn't believe he can lose. And Deontay Wilder has been carrying self-doubt because if you truly believe that you could beat Anthony Joshua, you would jump in the ring with him. It's something you wouldn't even do. So you really don't even have the necessary, right to even speak on the Anthony Joshua-Andy Ruiz rematch and whether Joshua wants it or not, because you weren't even man enough to get in there. And to call him a paper champion when we know you didn't beat the guy. You beat Bermane Stiverne, who was ranked, I believe, number 38 in the world at the time, when you took that fight. And the difference is Anthony Joshua was always in a position to lose because he's always going to fight top-tier talent. Because if it wasn't Andy Ruiz, it was going to be Alexander Usyk. If it wasn't Alexander Usyk, it was going to be Dillian White. If it wasn't Dillian White, it was going to be Deontay Wilder. And he's the sorriest out the bunch. So, I don't even pay attention to what Deontay Wilder is saying anymore. I just report on it and just know that what he's talking is trash. All Anthony Joshua has to do is, like I said, go look at the tape, go back to the drawing board with Rob McCracken, emphasize that movement and go to high altitude and train long rounds. And if he was dropped by if he was dropped in sparring by Joey DeVaco, that was just due to the fact that he hasn't had that much time with those type of opponents, and now he's gonna have a full camp to work on it. So Anthony Joshua, I truly believe, can be more than victorious, and I am excited about the rematch, and I know he'll be in the right mind state. I just believe that something was off that night, and it's starting to come to the light. But I'm not making excuses or taking away from Andy Ruiz's performance. So that's all I have for you. Hey man, Wilder, man, when you start doing things for yourself, man, then what you're saying will be a little bit more credible considering you've been ducking and dodging every fighter in, the WBC rankings and every major fighter in the division for the longest time. You just worry about Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury if you're lucky enough to have that in front of you, because I heard it hasn't even been confirmed yet. So that's all I got for you. This is 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is, and it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Respect, though.